My name is Javier. I live in Oakland, California. I am a proud Mexican going into the 10th grade at Skyline High School. What is racism? Racism is a way of making a group of people feel bad because of who they are. Racism is stereotypes of different races and groups of people. Racism can be name calling or judging people by their skin color. Racism makes some people feel bad about themselves. People can become depressed, have low self esteem, and lose their confidence if they are targets of racism. Judging is a harmful thing to do. People judge someone either by their skin color or the way they dress. I have been on both sides, judging and being judged. It does not feel good when you're the target, but I tend to ignore it. I have been called Arabic because of my appearance. I have been called wetback or terrorist because of the way I look. I felt horrible when that happened to me. I experienced this for a while, and then I learned to deal with it by ignoring it. I remember people calling me names at school because I did not want to fight somebody who threw something at me. They called me faggot and scary bitch just because I didn't want to fight. There is a lot of racism in my school. I remember me and my friends talking about how African Americans have an attitude and that they always do bad things. I never did like African Americans when I was young, especially me knowing that they always wanted to fight me at school, always told me that I was worthless gay wetbag. This really made me feel bad when I was at school, and I tried to ignore them as much as I could. I remember when I was young, my brother and I went to the store, and this African American came up to us and told us, "Give me your money." And I just ignored him and kept on walking. He followed us to the next block. When I crossed the street, an older African American came to the rescue and told him to leave us alone. That day I was grateful for that man. Then I went to a diverse school for the first time, and it changed my opinion about African American and white students. Racism is something that happens around the world, not only in the United States. One time in Mexico, I saw this group of kids shouting bad words at a white person going into the gas station. They just went up to him and started telling him things in Spanish, like fucking white people are all the same, greedy ass people, show off, fucking faggot. My dad told those kids to leave him alone. They did only after my dad gave them 50 pesos. I remember seeing the guy with big scared eyes telling my dad thank you. I believe racism can be prevented if people from different ethnicities get to know each other. People only say bad things like stereotypes because they are afraid, because they are insecure about themselves. They fear the unknown. For example, people who don't know Latinos think most of them are in gangs, and if they hang out with them, they might get shot. I always thought white people were always racist against Latinos, and when I entered middle school, my opinion changed. My opinion also changed about African Americans, especially when I met Leonard Williams, who became my friend. Of course, some African Americans were still badass, but now I know that not everybody is like that after I met Leonard. People do bad things depending on where they grow up. For example, if someone grows up somewhere bad, that person might turn out bad. I believe that people should be aware of racism and its effects on others. People who live in non-diverse communities should also be aware of it. Remember, just because one person of a race is a certain way does not mean that everybody is that way. Stopping racism and judging can be a step closer to making a better world in which people can live together in peace. Remember, if you don't want to be judged, then don't judge other people by their looks.